Welcome to the studio, it's Royal here, and I'm pretty excited today because I have this absolutely fabulous gel plate image transfer that I pulled, and I'm going to turn it into a finished collage painting. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm so excited, and I'm going to show you step by step how to create this beautiful masterpiece. Now, I started with this fabulous image and I used my home laser copy printer to create the image transfer. Now, I do have a video all about this technique, exactly step by step how to create these fabulous image transfers. And I was testing my fabulous new Brother printer. So have a look at that video if you want to know more tips and tricks and techniques of image transfers. So with this one, I'll give you a brief rundown. I'm using the beautiful Liquitex Muted Violet, my favorite, on the gel plate. A good even cover, not too much paint, that's number one key. Putting down my fabulous image, yes, from my home laser copy printer, and ta-da, ta-da, give it 10 seconds of rubbing on the back of the print copy, and then you pull it off the plate. Magic, it's already there. Then I'm rolling on some of my favorite golden transparent red iron oxide, a light cover on the beautiful transfer, and spraying it with water to create my favorite textured watery spray look. I love this technique because it creates such a fabulous little organic marks on the print. So when this layer has dried, I rolled on the golden iridescent bronze fine. Yes, they are all my favorite colors, but when you're testing things, it's always best to use your favorite colors. Sprayed it again so I could break up the paint, because when I rolled on the Titan buff to pull the print, you're going to see all of the fabulous layers coming through from spraying on the water and creating those organic textured marks. And have a look, ta-da, ta-da, the print is beautiful. It worked out really well, and don't forget, you can go back and have a look at the other video if you want me to give you a more slower and detailed step-by-step tutorial on how to do the image transfers. So now I have my fabulous image transfer. I've pulled out a 12 by 16 inch canvas. I've got the print, and I've pulled out some of these stunning papers as well. Now, these papers I created in my most recent class, Class 10, Travel Textures in Collage, my mixed media art class, 100 days of collage. It's my latest in the series, and we don't just do collage. We create papers, we do mixed media techniques, we do a lot of jelly printing, let me just tell you, but then we put it all together, all of the things we've learned and the different lessons, into our art journals, creating a collage. There's 7 lessons in each class, and each class has a different theme. So much fun. This one is definitely one of my favorite because dreaming of other places to go. It's absolutely a fabulous journey. I really hope you're going to join me on this journey, because it's the most comprehensive mixed media art class I've ever created. I go into every technique you can possibly think of. And right now I'm giving away 2 free memberships, annual memberships for Skillshare, where you'll find all my classes. You just have to be on my email list, and next week I'm going to draw 2 winners. So make sure you're signed up. If you're already on my email list, don't worry, you're automatically enrolled in the competition. Yay, team! It's so much fun. You will find all of my classes on Skillshare. You can also join me on Patreon, and you'll find the 100 days of collage there as well. So jump in and join me for Textures of Travel in Collage, and I'll show you how I made these absolutely stunning papers. So now I've got the transfer, I've got the papers, I've pulled out my canvas. What are we going to do? Well, let's glue it all down. Now, I decided to start with the bottom layer with this fabulous craft paper. I liked the script, writing on it. I'm hoping that some of this texture is going to show through at the end of the painting. We always hope for these things. Whether it does or not, we'll just have to see. And I'm using the Liquitex matte gel medium. Side note, I think I should have used the gloss medium because it would have been more transparent, but you live and learn. Every painting is an experiment. But write that down for one of your notes. If you want it more clearer and more transparent, use the gloss medium. Right, so the craft paper's down, and then I put my beautiful painted tea bag paper on for the next layer. I absolutely love how these papers turned out in this printing, especially on the tea bag paper. Beautiful, soft, organic marks, amazing textures. Yeah, you'll have to come and join my class to find out how I did it. So now I've got my image transfer and I'm going to tear a shape, take off all the hard edges so that my beautiful little treasure is just the focal point. Now, I'm not going to stick her bang smack in the middle. I'm going to push her a little to the left just so she's a tiny bit off center. I think that's more interesting. And then I paint around the edge with a little bit of iridescent bronze fine because I don't like the way the white looks so harsh around the edge. I want that print to blend more into the background. So a little touch up of bronze fixes everything. And it doesn't take very long, super easy to do, and I think it works out so much better. Okay, I've got my matte medium plastering on the back of the print and putting her in place exactly where I want it, giving it a good wipe over, making sure there's no air bubbles, everything's tight and flat, and it's looking beautiful. Then I pulled out some of my colored tissue. Now, you have seen me create this colored tissue quite a few times if you've watched any of my videos, and I'm putting strips of it round the edge of the canvas just so it continues that color over the side. It looks beautiful, easy peasy to do. You just wrap it like a parcel on the corners, tuck and fold, glue it down. It looks fabulous and it makes your painting look finished. When you're walking up to it and you see it hanging on the wall, you're going to see the side even before you see the front of it. So having the side match, I think, personal opinion, looks fabulous, looks more professional, and it looks more finished. Look how beautiful the collage is, my little treasure there. It's such a great image. The background is stunning. The colors are my favorites, absolutely. I'm loving it. It's fabulous. I should just leave it alone. But you know, I can't help myself. I just have to try another idea. I'm thinking, what about if I add some paint, some like thin glaze, glossy, Liquitex pouring medium type paint onto the surface. Then it would blend it in and make it look even more like a painting. It would give it another layer. What do you think? It can only not work. I think we should try it. It's a little risky, definitely. I'm not sure how the papers will respond to the thickness of the paint if they crinkle up. And I better not try it until it's really completely dry. Okay, so this is what I have. It's the Liquitex pouring medium. Very thick, very glossy, very fantastic. And then I've got some fluid in the iridescent gold, some Quin magenta, and then I've got some bronze, a little bit of deep violet, and some interference ink. It's called shimmering gold. Now what I'm going to do is put a few drops of the inks with the pouring medium into a cup, mix it all up, and then I'm going to paint that on the surface. Yes, this is a risk. It all could go to custard quite easily, but I can't just leave it alone. I have to try the next idea. Everything's an experiment. If it doesn't work, I can collage over it. I'll paint over it. I'll fix it. It'll be all right. But that's what we're going to use. A few drops of these paints with a lot of the pouring medium. So we're creating more of a glaze. More of a glaze than a paint, but very fluid. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Now, I'm going to start with just the Liquitex pouring medium on the area that I don't want to cover with paint. So that will be her face. That's where we're starting. Then I'm adding some of the beautiful violet, which I had put in a little drop of the violet to deepen the shade. I'm putting that on the left And I'm also going to put that on the right hand side as well, because I want that composition to actually run and flow from the left side of the canvas. I want your eye to travel right across her face onto the right side. So that beautiful magenta, deep violet color is going to trail that texture and color right across the canvas. Then I'm adding some of the interference gold. And now this color looks brighter on dark backgrounds and lighter on light backgrounds, so it kind of changes color with the light. It's called an interference paint because it interferes with the light spectrum basically. And what I want to do is just create a beautiful golden shimmer that shifts as you walk past the painting. It shifts as the light catches it and changes it from white to gold. Well, that's the intention anyway. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. But when you are working with such experimental paints like this, and I'm adding the pouring medium with dashes of the pigment, sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's not enough. So it is a bit of an experiment, but I absolutely love experimenting. Then I'm putting on some more of the clear pouring medium because I want to fill up all the space. I want to create one complete surface texture or covering or coating on the collage painting. So I want areas to be clear of pigment, and I'm adding just the pouring medium into those spaces. I've added some of the bronze as well, and I've got that covering the different areas. I'm really hoping I haven't added too much, because it's hard to know at this stage if it's enough or not enough, because everything looks more cloudy and more full when it's wet. The pouring medium dries completely transparent, so at the moment it's just all covered, and it kind of freaks you out just a little. Just a little, because I really do like this collage and I really don't want to wreck it. I pick the canvas up and tilt it to one side because I want to see how much pouring medium's actually on the surface, and it does self-level. So if you move it around a little bit, then it's going to fill in all the little crevices and creases and areas of the paper that's underneath. Then I added a bit more bronze, a bit more magenta, a bit more of the interference gold, and I tilted it some more to make sure there weren't any holes or any gaps in my canvas. I want to have it all completely covered. And I'll fill it in with just the clear Liquitex pouring medium if there's any spaces that don't have any paint on them. Because I know that when the pouring medium has dried, it creates a very thick, glossy, almost resinous look to it. Then when I finished poking at it, I had to basically just leave it alone. And I think that's quite stressful because then I had to watch it all night to see what it was going to do. Was it going to clear up as much as I wanted it to clear up, or did I put on too much paint? I have done that before, but I keep trying and experimenting, and one day I'm going to get it right. So it's all dried up now, and what do you think of my beautiful collage? Well, it's a collage painting, really, because it's both. It's both collage and painting. I think it turned out okay. I do love all of the layers in it. I think the paint on top really looked beautiful. I could have perhaps made the gold a little bit more transparent. And I do think next time I'll use gold ink instead of gold paint. Then that would make it more transparent. I love this composition here. I love the way it comes across here and in front of her and then there. What it's creating is a real depth to the painting, so you can see the underneath layers, you can see the shape of the paper, which actually looks like a door, I'm thinking. And then with the paint on top, it's just creating those layers upon layers, which does create a real depth in the painting. I think she turned out pretty good, although I would probably make this area more transparent next time, and there's always going to be a next time. The image transfer has held up really well, considering it's my home laser copy printer. Yay team, bravo for that. I didn't get to see as many of the writing script papers underneath as I would have liked. I do think that if I had used maybe the gloss medium would have been better than the matte medium. I think it would have been clearer. Although you can still see some of the areas of the writing. I do like that idea. I think that does look pretty cool. You can see all of the layers, and I do love the composition. It's very simple, but I love the depth in it. Of course, they're my favorite colors, and I think that the papers held up really well, considering they've got all of that pouring medium on top of them. So there you go, created another technique that I think deserves a little bit more experimentation. And in fact, when I created this image transfer, I also created this beautiful door one as well. So I think I might try that again with that beautiful paper painted background with the door as the focal point on a canvas, and with some more of the paint and the glaze and the pouring medium, but a little bit more transparent next time. So I'm definitely going to try that again. I think that was a whole lot of fun. I was only a little stressed waiting for it to dry and seeing if it was actually going to clear. Oh man. But you will find this video on Patreon. So come and join me on Patreon. There's heaps more videos there. There's all of the classes of 100 days of collage, and I've started recently a studio vlog, so it's very up close and personal. Do you want to get more personal? Do you want to see more? I don't know, man. Maybe you don't. Anyway, it's unedited and it's in my studio, and we're talking about different things, and I'm answering questions, and it's a whole lot of fun. You'll find it on Patreon. Come and join me there. I would love to have you part of the community. So what do you think of my beautiful collage painting? Did I go too far? I'm sure you'd love to tell me. Was it too much paint? Should I just have left it as a paper collage? Well, maybe, baby, I could have. And I do have a whole heap of others, so maybe I'll make another one and leave it alone. Thanks for joining me today. I really enjoyed sharing this with you. This is quite an experimental process and technique, and I really do love it. I love pushing the boundaries of the expectation of the different mediums, mixing them all together and seeing what we create, because then we learn something and we try something else and we push our creativity a little bit further. So no fear, just keep printing. If it doesn't work out the first time, try it again. Now, you'll find more information in the description under the video, or you can find more about me on my website, froyalart.com. And I hope you're going to come back and see what I'm creating next week in the studio. Should we do more of these, or should we do something completely different? You'll have to come back and see.